Hi folks, welcome back to Roadstoke. Today I've got a special package from Winnebago. This is a freshwater tank brace for the tank under your sink. Our tank blew out like a balloon. I want to show you what's in the box on camera, and then we'll go through installing this. First, let's jump inside and I'm going to show you what happened. Let's have a look under the sink. This is where the freshwater tank is housed. And once upon a time, we were putting some cookingware and stuff in here, and we were short on space because this back panel was pushed way out and it popped some of the fastening hardware. So I've already taken out all of the screws that are holding this panel in here. And I've done it a number of times because I was able to push the tank back in and make it look normal again. So let's take this panel off so we can get a good look at what we're talking about here. And you can see it popped out some of these staples. And that's the tank. So what happens each time it pops, you've got this rigid seam, and that's supposed to keep this wall rigid and I think keep it from expanding, but it's just not enough. So that's when I reached out to Winnebago directly, and they were very responsive. It sounds like it's a known issue, and all they requested is that I send some pictures of the situation, which I did, and they promptly responded that they would be sending the brace by UPS shortly. I'm in Utah. They're in the Midwest, and it took about 4 or 5 days to get here, which I thought was pretty responsive. So with all that being said, let's open the box and see what it looks like and see what our steps are to install this thing. Let's jump in. We've got a packing list here to start. Let's see what this is about. Bracket, left tank brace, bracket right tank, frame ASM. So I guess there's 3 parts. We'll see what that looks like. So I can feel there's like a foam brace in here. It's like it took a little beating on the way, but it looks like some solid styrofoam to keep it from damaging anything. Bunch of staples around, so I'm just gonna hurry and pop these off. All right, so I got a bunch of busted styrofoam coming out. I don't want to make a mess in the neighborhood, so I'm going to bring this in here and pull it out with something I can vacuum later. All right, a heavy piece of metal, something there. And this is a very heavy brace. I mean, it is solid. Okay, let's have a look at this. Mostly hollow here, so I'm just going to go at it with the razor blade. All right. So we've got 2 brackets, and I don't know where to go from here, so I'm going to keep looking inside, see what else we got. There must be some instructions, which I'm not too proud to read. Huh. Okay, well, there's no instructions, so I'm going to mull over this for a minute, and I'll see if I can come up with instructions for you. After trying to puzzle together the pieces, I ended up going online to see if I could get some reference, because there were no instructions included. And I found a post by Britta, thank you Britta, on Winnebago Solis owners and wannabes, and this is what the instructions look like. Here's what I can tell from the instructions. So I'll end up putting back together this brace here, the wooden frame, and then your white panel board goes back in, and then the brace actually goes in front of the back panel, like so. And then you have your two side braces, and that's what keeps it together. Bracket right tank. Okay, so that will go on the right side. Okay, based on the picture and the instructions, you've got the flat part of the side frame there, and the flat is up. So it's not quite fitting, but again, I have to fix that wood frame in the back in order for this to fit a little better. And then on this side, it's also sharp side down, and once I have everything in place, that should fit a little better. Okay, so that's what that should look like. Okay, so with everything out, here's the issue. There's still a decent gap back here, and especially from this seam, I want to add another wood brace that will basically lock in here and here and fit inside of that V in order to keep the V from, again, popping out. The sides, they bulge a little bit, but that's not my main problem. That V, when that V pops out, it loses all structural integrity. So I'm going to build something to take care of that. While I'm here, we'll go ahead and take out my little floor protector. And wow, that's the best looking thing in the van after 2 seasons. Okay, I've got the behind the scenes bracing done here. So before I put the white panel on, I got a 2x6 here. I cut out a slot so it fits behind this brace. I added a half dowel behind here to fit into that concave V. And then on this side, just a regular 2x6 again. I countersunk all of the holes for the screws so that nothing is scratching. I countersunk the holes also in the dowel so that it's not scratching the tank. You probably can get away with just doing a 2x4 across this whole section, or 2x4s, and not even worry about the dowel, because I think it's enough support to keep that in shape. Now, one last thing, I did add a brace here on this side. I forgot to screw that in, so I just added a bracket here, and that should work. Finally, the screws that I'm using, these are actually drywall screws, but any wood screw, drywall screw is going to work fine. This one's 1.25 inches, and then the long ones are 2 inches. Just make sure, for the love, that you check your depth on your screws. Double check, triple check, just make sure you don't put a hole in your tank, or then you're really in trouble. All right, we're going to add the white panel now and move on to the next steps. Okay, you might ask, why even bother with this panel? Why not just put the brace in? Well, because I don't want kitchen items and dishes and whatnot falling back into the tank, so this keeps everything nice and clean and Keeps things from getting lost in the back. Okay, before I put the braces on, I want to get these stickers off because um, this side is what's going to face inward, and I don't want to look at the stickers in my kitchen. So I'm going to work on taking these off. I've already gotten halfway on this one. Man, they are a stinker to get off. So I do wish Winnebago would put it on this side. That way I can just put it against the wall and I don't have to worry about it. So I've been working on the sticker for a while. I got most of the paper off. Got some Goo Gone going. A little trick I kind of realized is after letting that Goo Gone soak for a minute, use the Goo Gone lid and scratch this stuff off. So unfortunately, I don't know if this is, looks like they just painted over some rust on this beam. And then in the corner there, I've got some real rust showing through on that weld. Kind of disappointing. That's the side that's going to stick out, but I'm going to put it on. It'll be fine. Okay, I removed one screw in the corner, and now this whole bottom brace is flat, which I like. I will say this, it is nice and tight in there, so they did a good job on their measurement. Like, even without screws, that's in there pretty good. All right, hunting for screws and finishing the job. All right, I just found some really small black screws for now. I'm gonna use these to mount into the wall. All right, so that side has 6 holes. I got 2 in, and it is very sturdy. I'll add a few more in there. On this side, it looked like there was only 1, but there are a few more in the frame of this door. So I'll add those in, and that should be good. Finally, they've got some holes here and here and here. So they've got 3 holes. Looks like they want you to put some metal screws to mount this into that. And same on this side. I'll see if I can find some metal screws. Okay, I got one in. Basically, I just started a little pilot hole. I mean, just a fraction of an inch. And then from there, these are self-tapping metal screws. So once it gets started, this will dig right in. All right, with that done, I mean, it does look slick. So, and it's super sturdy. The only thing to note is there's a pretty big gap back here. So if this does balloon again, I mean, if you didn't have the behind the scenes wood bracing that I put in there, I have a feeling this would just blow up again, but then just hit this brace. So it wouldn't like fold into your area, but I think it would still expand. So I'm glad that I added that behind the scenes brace. All right, so that job is complete. Things to note, it's too bad about the rusty-ish paint and rust spot or two. Too bad they didn't include screws. And also too bad that they didn't make the brace a little deeper to hold the tank in. So what I am happy about with this is I think it looks good. They were very responsive, and all they asked for was some pictures. They did not ask about warranty. They didn't ask about my mileage or anything like that. They just sent it out. So that's great. I suppose you could have this done by a dealership. I was concerned my dealership would have a backlog because they have for the last 2 seasons. So I thought I'd give it a go myself. It did take a good part of an afternoon just because I wanted to build my own brace in the back. Otherwise, if you're just going to throw it straight in there, I don't know, it's probably only half an hour. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for following me along on this ride. And I've got some more repairs, some more things I'm going to be working on. So if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing, give me a like, and we'll talk to you next time.